Joining us this afternoon is Stratbase Group President Professor Dindo Manhit. Sir, Professor Manhit, good afternoon and thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, Dindo.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Ed.
Hi,
Good afternoon,
Dindo.
Ronald. And hi, Ami. Merry Christmas.
Unang-una, Merry
everyone.
Christmas, sir.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
So, pasensya po,
Happy
nabala
New Year.
namin kayo. Pero po kasi, lumabas yung latest awareness and trust ratings and performance ratings ng Pangulo at ng Vice Presidente. Sir, for the President, we've seen a decline since June from, in sa March
Yes.
trust, for example, from 48 now at 38, that's 10 percentage points.
Imagine
Yes, sir.
the President recovering from the election, diba? Rising from May to June. And after his SONA, so maybe it's something that his political advisors should think about.
Meron
Raising
ba?
this issue on flood control, he went down from for 10%
Yes, sir.
already because the focus day in and day out is on the flood control, the massive corruption. Diba, galit nga ang tao. There's anger on people, and it has gone from trust to distrust. Parang lumipat sa distrust.
Meron ba siyang political advisor, Dindo?
Yun ang mahirap natin malaman talaga. No? And it's really unique to a government that does not have a political team maybe looking into this. So I'm hopeful, if you'd like us to be hopeful, that with the entry of the Executive Secretary, the new Executive Secretary, Ralph Recto, there might be chance that he might be the political advisor strategist for the President.
In a few days, Dindo, New Year na. Ang tingin mo, fearless forecast, ano mangyayari rito sa ratings ng Presidente next year? Na medyo delikado yung economy, tapos meron kang patuloy na anti-corruption movement, no, etc. etc. Marami pa rin expose na lumalabas. So anong tingin mo? How will the President fare next year and how will he handle itong very crucial year na ito?
It depends on how your keyword there is yung he handles. No? Because ang very important dito ay yung can they address this issue that's on top of mind of people, or can they also address one that is topper or mas higher in terms of priority, which is yung kahirapan sa pang-araw-araw na kabuhayan, no? The basic economics of our people, which continues to be on top of corruption. So if they can address these two things, use the different social programs, social initiatives to intervene and help uplift the lives of our people, especially on the cost of living, that will boost the President and, on one hand, really make people accountable. Napanahon na at lahat tayo ay nag-intay nitong Disyembre, pero wala namang nakulong. May mga kaso. Siguro sana maumpisa ng taon na ang mga kasong ito progresses in the Ombudsman, leads to arrest, at makita ng taong bayan na may enough evidence to really help the prosecution of these guilty parties dito sa flood control.
Sabi
Pero Dindo, to what do you attribute this fall sa net rate? Sa distrust at saka November to kinuha. Hindi pa naman masyadong nangungulit mga tao by that time. Wala pang Pasko nun eh. Ano kaya yung dahilan niya? What do you think?
Consistent talaga ang hinanaing ng tao, no? Nung third quarter pa lamang, a quarter after the increase of the President and the slow decline of the President in the third quarter, dalawang issue, no? Yung issue amin ng mataas na presyo ng bilihin ang nangunguna, but makita rin natin ang presyo ng bilihin na-address lang naman yan through either job opportunities, livelihood, management of inflation, no? And government is perceived as has failed in the eyes of the public when they cannot address this. At more so pa, yung araw na nababalita ng tao na may issue nitong palala ang numero ng corruption, at parang sa kanila siguro, sino ba ang mananagot dito? Sino ba ang dapat panagutin ng Pangulo? Kahit kaya nasukat yan, we are really capturing up to November 30, and we're hoping yung iba naming partners din on surveys will come out in the next few weeks para makita natin tong December period. We're trying to capture tong September 21 to November 30 political noise, no? Na talagang tungkol sa flood control, from hearings to mobilizations. Pero ang basa ko dyan ay lalo-lalo na pag nakita natin sa NCR, ang isang nagpababa sa Pangulo, Visayas continues to be low. And of course, we can expect Mindanao. But NCR is where the political noise is coming from. And they want accountability. They want action on the part of this government or the institutions of this government, from the judicial system, the Justice Department, to the Ombudsman.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Pero
when you...
tumatama na ba kay Presidente? Kasi yung pinakabago lang dyan naman pati mga kamag-anak niya and his top officials na link dun sa corruption scandal Tumama na ba sa kanya? Is that being reflected?
It could be. No, it's hard to connect that. It could be reflected with this 10% decline, or also another point is, may ginawa na ba kayo? Puro ingay. May ginawa ba? So yung hinihingi ng tao, which is, we need to connect this to some of our questions that we raised from September and November and even October, that ang katanungan nga doon ano bang nais yung mangyari sa itong issue ng corruption? Malakas ang tunog, ang suporta ng tao sa may panagutin. Wala pang pinananagot hanggang ngayon.
Mm-hmm. Sir, when Ronald asked you about your fearless forecast, sabi niyo it depends if he can address these issues, at least these two issues that you talked about a while ago. But that's a very big if. From what you see, anong indicators that you have seen so far that show or fail to show that he's already addressing these two issues, whether it's corruption perception or prices?
The only thing that he has done on the part of his government, of course, appoint a new executive secretary, and that could someone that understands the political economy of voters, diba? Kandidato, dati, nanalo, and brings a political mind to it. I'm referring to Secretary Ralph Recto. No? But on the
Pero
other hand,
nililink si Recto dun sa yung PhilHealth yung impounding of the 89.9 billion.
Pero
And he's
ng,
actually facing a plunder complaint because of that.
Yes, pero dapat sana yung nagdi-link sa kanya, basahin yung Supreme Court. Nakasulat doon na pinatutupad lang ng dating Department of Finance Secretary, yung Supreme Court, the decision that won the case based on the General Appropriations Act. So that's a different discussion. So not because someone files, or is it really an attempt by forces to weaken also the government? Kasi very clear na walang accountability on the part of Secretary Recto dun sa PhilHealth dahil yun yung desisyon ng Supreme Court. That gave victory to the petitioners. No? Very may line on the Secretary of Health, Secretary of Finance there, Ani.
May presumption of regularity. May presumption of regularity.
Yes, oo. Kasi pinatupad niya lang yung na-approve na General Appropriations provision. Kaya, I don't know kung paano aabante itong mga kasong ito, or pinapahina lang talaga yung posisyon ng Executive Secretary who might bring something different to the government. But, again, at the core of all this is the government has all the tools and the capital. I'm referring to the budget for 2026. Still has the control of both houses of Congress to push for certain legislation that can institutionalize reforms against corruption, and even institutionalize political reforms, from Freedom of Information to Political Dynasty Act, that can improve the stature of the president. And again, we have an executive secretary that knows how to engage with the legislator. So that's the only thing I'm hopeful for, because we're not really seeing anything at this time.
On a different note, Dindo, nakita naman natin yung pag-unravel ng approval, trust, at performance rating ng presidente. Pero the Vice President, nagpa-plateau din siya. Ibig sabihin, wala naman siyang dramatic increase. Within the margin of error din, yung kanyang increase.
Totoo yan.
Meron ka ba nakikita na nagle-level up na political leader who could be an alternative? Halimbawa, who could harness itong anti-corruption movement na lumalaki?
As of now, wala. If we will relate it to a question that we had last September, end of September, and similar to the question that, or the results that was shared by another group of colleagues from LaSalle in WR Numero, it's within our same area kami ng mga 31 to a little over 30% ang undecided. Nobody is capturing that. The one who captures that can have that momentum, but right now that's an open season. No? Maybe nobody has really taken the cudgels. Of course, when you ask and maybe try to analyze the noise coming from the supporters of the Vice President, they think they have that. No? But the mere fact the undecided is going up and it's not going to them, it's looking for that group, for that maybe broad coalition, not to be led by anyone at this time, but by that broad coalition that will not only focus on corruption per se, but how can we address the basic and economic needs of our people that is being exacerbated by corruption issue and the misuse of government funds.
Okay, maraming salamat for joining us this afternoon. Stratbase Group President Professor Dindo Manhit, sir. Thank you for joining us today.
Salamat. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year po.
Happy New Year in spite of everything.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.